Audiosurf, one of my favorite games of all times, even though it's barely a game at all. Released in 2008 by Invisible Handlebar, a company created by Dylan Fitterer, Audiosurf received rave reviews almost immediately. Now, it's no surprise I really like games that use your music to create your experience, see Beat Hazard Ultra, and Audiosurf was the first one of these games I've ever played. Gameplay consists of picking a game mode involving either avoiding blocks or matching colored blocks, picking a piece of music from your library, the faster the better, and surfing away. The game engine takes a song you chose and creates a track to match the music. The faster the song, the faster the track. The wide variety of single-player and multiplayer options gives Audiosurf practically infinite replayability, a characteristic that's quite lacking in mainstream games these days. So it's not hard to see why this game was so widely enjoyed. But, as you do with any successful IP, the sequel, Audiosurf 2, was released in May 26 of 2015. Now, the vast majority of fans would recognize that Audiosurf was released in 2013 as well in early release. There was only one game mode available, and frankly it blew chunks, so a large portion of the fans, myself included, got extremely worried that the full game would be the same. But fortunately, after the full release, all worries were put to bed. The core gameplay is fundamentally the same as the first Audiosurf, with a few marked changes. First, instead of only having your music to choose from, Audiosurf 2 has a large library of rotating songs that can be streamed off the internet. Honestly, I was a little skeptical at first, but after some experimentation, I found playing a song I'd never heard before was actually quite enjoyable. Next, they added a bunch of new game modes, including the classic modes, as well as a section where you can download and use user-created mods through the workshop, for better or worse. And finally, the introduction of skins. This is pretty minor and wouldn't be very important if this was any other game, but being able to change the visual experience is actually quite enjoyable. You can also download user-created skins, but some of them are very poorly done, though I'm sure they'll get better with time. So, how did the games compare? In my mind, they're basically the same, however, friends of mine swore that the controls felt differently, but they use the keyboard and I use the mouse, so I guess it's just preference. But as far as I'm concerned, Audiosurf 2 is a better game than 1, and I'll tell you why. The second game just seems more advanced. The tracks match the music better and are filled with more twists and turns than the first. The included game modes are fun and challenging, but also seem a bit more functional, like the way you move is smoother and your hitbox is tighter to your car. Now, it's not better in every respect. The developers left out one of the best systems in the first game, the being able to left-click and collect all blocks in your path, but it's not really a deal breaker. But whichever game you play, 1 or 2, both Audiosurfs are exceptional games. Just like Beat Hazard Ultra, Audiosurf can be played and played for hours without getting bored. And Audiosurf 2 even gives you the flexibility to experiment with different music and user-created content. All in all, solid games. I give Audiosurf 1 an aluminized Mylar bag out of galvanized steel 20-gauge wire, and I give Audiosurf 2 a commemorative spoon out of Jamaica. Yeah.